back. I had to end that last stream where we saved because that went on a much more longer than I wanted it to. So that's on me, unfortunately. So I was not paying attention to the time. I was not paying attention to but here we are. Okay, so now let me take a quick gander. See if I'm missing anything. Okay, now we have to go back to the market before we do anything else. So, now that all the seeing and talking is contended with, oh, now we got another scene. Provincial lords have the duty and the right to decide upon and collect taxes in the region they control. And as long as that remains the case, there's not really much the general populace can do to stand against them. I'm reluctant to comment on how others choose to rule their own territories, but harassing one's people like this seems clearly inappropriate. I've heard many rumors about the current head of the House Elberea. The current head is Eustace's dad, right? So couldn't we ask Eustace for some help here? I doubt there's anything he can do. Among the nobility, decisions made by the head of the house are absolute. And since the Elbereas represent one of the four great houses, that old tradition is absolutely guaranteed to be alive and well. The Emperor himself is probably the only one with more power than the heads of the four great houses. Guess that's a no then. Yeah, that's a no. I see you're all busy mulling things over. Excellent, excellent. Ah, Sarah. Instructor Sarah? What brings you here? I figured it was about time for me to get going. Group B's not getting anything done as expected, so I'm off to help sort them out. What? You're going to see Group B now? The town of Parm is a considerable distance from here. Now, you let me worry about that. You four are perfectly capable of looking after yourselves anyway, right? Put your heads together and think, and I'm certain you'll see what you need to do. Huh? Adios be with you. I'm looking forward. I can't believe it. It's as though she knows exactly what's going on. Even though she spent the whole day drinking at the inn, can she read minds or something? I'd suggest we return to the room and rest for the night in any case. We still have our reports to write, so an early dinner seems wise. Yeah, you're right. I'm so tired. Me too. I feel like I'm going to fall asleep at the dinner table without even making it to my bed. Poor Elliot. Okay, well, before we do that, there is actually a hidden quest we have to contend with right now, which is in the Grand Market. And it is This is the person I need to talk to, I believe? Yes. Would you happen to be the students from Falls? That's correct. Market manager was telling us all about you. Come from field study or something, yeah? My daughter happens to be at Thor's too, actually. Becky's her name. I'm not even going to attempt that accent that he has. That... Good to hear. For the most part, yes, we're learning quite a bit. So, they all compete. Green's the one that goes first. Just a bit. A few scenes. Welcome, welcome. We are currently in the middle of our evening sale. And I will look at my cheat sheet. Ooh. Oh no, are you working here part-time? I almost thought you were a pro with a voice like that. Oh, thank you. By the way, do you have any tomatoes? I need some for tonight's dinner, you see. We actually do have some. How many are you looking for? I think 5 should do for now. There seems to be a sale going on at the moment too, so how much would it end up being?
Okay, so we want 35 mirror in total, the third choice.
Five tomatoes would usually go for 50 mira, but I can offer you them for 35 mira instead. How's that sound? That sounds fine. I'll take them. Thank you for your purchase. Seems like he's made his first sale. Indeed, it appears to have gone rather smoothly too. Oh, here's another customer.
Okay, for our next one.
A sale, is it? That sounds interesting. We're offering discounts on all our goods, so feel free to have a look. I assume that applies to this wine as well? Of course. How does 900 mirror sound? Sure you can't do better than that? Our next choice is include some cheese for 20% off. How about this? If you buy it now, I'll include this cheese for 20% off. That's an interesting offer. Cheese accompanies wine, after all, too. So allow me to take you up on that. Thank you for your purchase. That went pretty well. Another successful sale. Seems like he's gotten into the swing of things. I look forward to hearing how much he sold it for. Here's another customer. Ah, the one that gave us the book earlier. What happened to Lehman? He left me in charge for a bit. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? Mom asked me to get some stuff for dinner. How much are you selling the cabbage for? I need 3, but she told me to buy some extra if they're cheap.
Okay, so now we want to sell 6 for 60 mira, so that's our 5th choice.
You had the least amount of sales out of everyone, Elliot. Ouch. Laura, a little wee too bit generous with the discounts. Making lots of sales is good, but you have to consider how much you're making from them, too. Understood. My thanks for the advice. Next up is Reen. You ended up doing really well in both the number of sales and how much you made. I'm pretty impressed, honestly. With a bit more experience, you'd become a fine merchant. You think so? And finally, Alyssa. You wouldn't have some prior experience, would you? Not really, no. That really is amazing, then. I have to be honest here. managed to sell as much and make as much as I normally do. Even got a unique style that brings the customers in, so you... Any advice you to give? I think that's a bit of an exaggeration. No, it's not. You're hiding something. Coral bracelet. Okay. Ooh, marble bracelet. Nice. Alright, our hidden quest is now complete. Now, I do believe, now that that is done, we turn in for the day. Yes. Now we head back to the inn. Return to the inn.
That was delicious. Those were some seriously fresh vegetables, too.
Yeah, nothing beats food made from local ingredients.
I quite enjoyed the rye bread myself.
I suppose this whole field study thing isn't so bad when you take the menu into account. I wonder what the others in Group B are doing right now.
Somehow, I doubt they're sitting around a table and talking like we are.
That would certainly be a shock if they were. I can't help but question what exactly Class 7's purpose is, though. Instructor Sarah says it's about Arcus, but I don't think that's the only reason we've been brought together.
I'm certain it's not. If that were all, today's field study tasks would serve little purpose.
It seems as though she's trying to make us experience... I don't know. Things. Like all kinds of things, big and small. What I can't wrap my head around, though, is why.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to put everything in its place, why don't you just go with the flow for a change? It seems like you're desperately trying to find something. But if you don't plant yourself somewhere, you're just gonna blow away with the next big gust that comes along.
What do we have to offer one another, when our reasons for enrolling in Thor's in the first place are undoubtedly very different?
Our reasons?
I hadn't considered that.
My reason for enrolling was quite simple. I aim to come ever closer to my goal. Or, rather, to the person whom I regard as such.
Who's that?
This is neither the time nor the place to discuss such matters. Best to save that topic for another day. What about you, Elisa? Why did you enroll at the academy?
There's no one single reason, but I think I just wanted to assert my independence. I mean, my situation back at home isn't exactly ideal, and this seemed like a good way to get out and do more, I guess.
I see.
It sounds like I'm probably in the minority then. See, I wasn't intending on coming here at all originally. I wanted to do something completely different.
You did?
Oh yeah, you said you were really hoping you'd get into a music academy, right?
Oh?
Well, I wasn't that serious about it or anything. What about you, Reen? You're the last holdout, and since you're the one who brought it up, it's only fair you answer the question too.
Me? I wanted to find myself, I guess.
Find yourself?
Huh?
Sorry. That makes it sound like a much bigger deal than it actually is. That's the best way I can think of to put it, though.
Nothing wrong with that. Going on a journey of self-discovery? It's actually a pretty cool answer.
Yeah, I had no idea you were such a romanticist. You sure don't come across as one.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Something's clearly eating away at Laura.
But we're not actually going to sleep yet, are we? Not until we write our reports for the day.
I want to shut off my brain so badly right now, but it doesn't look like that's happening anytime soon.
She seems to have forgotten all about the room situation. And I'm not about to remind her.
Rean?
What is it?
I was unsure whether to ask or not, but I've decided that this question bears answering. Why have you chosen to hold back?
What?
Your sword style and technique. It is the 8 Leaves, 1 Blade school, is it not? Popularized by the sword hermit, Yun Ka-Fai, it combines the best elements of other Eastern sword styles. Those who master any of its forms are referred to as a divine blade, and are said to understand the true nature of all things.
You certainly know an awful lot about it. I didn't think it was particularly renowned here in the Empire.
We of the Arseid School consider the studying of other swordsmanship styles to be an essential part of our training. In addition, my father once told me, if you follow the path of the sword, it is only a matter of time before you encounter a follower of the 8 Leaves.
Your father said that? It's an honor to be acknowledged by the Radiant Blade Master himself. I'm nothing special, though. I'm just a dropout who's never even been able to progress past beginner level. I did train under Master Ka-Fai for a while, but I started to feel like I couldn't go any further with my abilities, and he cut my training short.
What?
So I'm really not holding back. Honest. I actually kind of feel like I'm dirtying the good name of the 8 Leaves School, in fact. But this is my limit. I'm sorry I can't quite live up to your expectations. Laura?
You have no reason to apologize to me. This is a matter you must come to terms with on your own. Though I'll admit to some disappointment. I was hoping you'd prove to be a good sparring partner. I'm going to practice outside for a bit. Please go and finish your report with Elisa and Elliot.
But he is holding back, and we won't find out why or what that is exactly until we get to the field exercise of Legram, which is a good distance away.
There's a lot he doesn't want to talk about, huh? I can see in his eyes sometimes that he's bottling something up and trying really hard to keep anyone else from noticing.
You've noticed it too? You sure have taken quite an interest in him.
I was just trying to work out the best time to apologize, that's all.
Sure, that's the only reason.
It's not like I've been consciously paying attention to him or anything, honestly.
Sure.
Rean's not the only one bottling up his feelings, though, is he? You've been doing the same thing.
Yeah, I guess I have.
Yep. There we go.
Keep up the good work.
Okay, day 2 of field study.
Here are your tasks for today. The market manager left them with me. Thank you. Alright, let's see what we got. Only 2? Let's see. Large ferocious monster has been sighted on the west side of the highway. Okay. Lost wallet. Even fewer than yesterday? Maybe he's given less work because he knew that we were going back to Trishta today. Sounds about right. He is a very considerate man. The last train headed your way leaves around 9 tonight. You get those done quickly enough, you can have dinner here before you leave. Thank you very much. We greatly appreciate your kindness. Shall we get started then? Sounds good. Looks like today's tasks are all optional. Hey Laura, I wanted to apologize about what I said to you yesterday evening. Reen? As I told you then, this is a matter you must come to terms with on your own. It's not something which an apology is required. That's not really what I mean. I wanted to apologize for making light of the way of the sword. What I said about being a dropout who's never been able to progress past beginner level was disrespectful to Master Confai, to the school I follow, and to the path of the sword itself. And for those reasons, I feel it was inappropriate to me to say what I said, so I'm sorry. If that's the case, then there is one other person you should be apologizing to as well. I can't pretend to know much about your personal circumstances, but regardless of one's background or social standing, one should always be able to live with pride in him or herself. Thus, if you truly did make light of yourself and your own abilities, that is an act of shame for which you owe yourself recompense. Let me ask you one question, Reen. Do you like the path of the sword? It's not really a matter of liking it or disliking it, I don't think. It's a part of my life, an inseparable part of who I am. That's all I wanted to hear. I feel exactly the same way. Sigh. You two are friends again? Huh? Were we not? There was never any rift between us that I know about. Indeed. This is all handled rather neatly, I felt. Both are so simple-minded. I feel like an idiot spending so much time trying to devise a plan to get the two of you to make up. You did what now? Jeez, just forget all that. Let's just move on. Trouble? Slow down, Luis. Where have you been anyway? You're late. I'm sorry, I just caught up on the way here. But never mind that. We have big trouble. Something terrible happened over at the market. Something terrible, you say? What terrible thing happened exactly? Well, it sounded like it actually took place last night. 2 of the stalls over in the market were destroyed and all their merchandise was stolen. Aha. Now, are we going to let this lie? Hell no. What should we do? I have to admit, I'm curious. It's not far, so we might as well just go take a look. Alright. Let's take a slight detour and see what's happening at the market then. Alright, now that our reading is done, let me take a quick look to see what exactly we have to do. Alright, we have to go to the Grand Market, get a scene. After we're finished, we go talk to Otto, then return to the Grand Market. Okay. Oh, students from yesterday. Good morning. Opening late today after all, I see. Afraid so. Guess you already know about the robbery yesterday, huh? The 2 merchants whose stalls were destroyed are still arguing about it. You bastard! You're not getting away with this! Oh no, not them. The manager came to try and break them up, but he doesn't seem to be having much luck. I hope no one ends up getting hurt. What should we do, Reen? Maybe we could try talking to them. Considering everything that happened yesterday, you might be the cavalry we just need right now. Would you mind? Not at all. Let's go. You destroyed my stall, you damned coward. I knew the country folk could not be trusted. Who else could have done it? Just come clean in a minute. Who are you calling coward? You're the one who wanted my spot all for yourself. Calm down, gentlemen, please. Welcome back. Hold it. Class 7? You kids again. Keep your noses out of this. Smashing? Oh, good lord, that place is trashed. However, harming one another is not going to bring them back. In the end, they will still be smashed, and you will be worse off. Yeah, grabbing him by the throat's not gonna solve the problem or the issues. Oh, now they decide to show up. They didn't want to show up yesterday. I see. What? What do you mean, take us away? 2 stalls were destroyed, 2 sets of goods were stolen. The truth is clear as day. 2 merchants in the midst of a heated disagreement committed the same crime at the same time. Huh? How does that make sense? Excuse you? They're trying to force the merchants to forget that this ever happened, to sweep the whole ordeal under the rug. Yep, something about this seems really wrong. I am calling bullshit. Okay, now we're talking with Otto. Good. Okay, let's see here.
Alright. Well, lucky for us, time does not progress until we get quests done. So, quests must get done in order for time to progress. Well, there's a side quest, but we're not gonna grab that side quest just yet. Okay, that's everything that merchant knows. Next. Okay. After this scene and done with their talking, then we're gonna do the side quest. And we got 1 AP for that because we answered with the correct answer, which was the Provincial Army. Because they have been acting weird. Alright. Next we have to head to the Provincial Army building, watch an event, and we have to go near the chapel and speak to somebody. Okay. I'll be brief then. We came to discuss the incident at the market this morning. Would you be correct in assuming that the Provincial Army will be conducting no further investigation? Is that all you came here to ask? Is that all? Should the armed forces charged with maintaining peace in this region not be taking this matter more seriously? You got a big mouth for someone your age. lot to learn on how military units actually work. What do you mean? Let me ask you this. What should the number one priority of the Provincial Army be in order to maintain the status quo? I'll tell you. Their number one priority should be to enforce the will of their region's ruling lord, Duke Alvarea. As members of the Provincial Army, the will of nobility is absolute. We're just following our orders, protecting what we have a duty to protect. I assume you're referring to the local petition against the sales tax increase? So you're saying as long as the petition isn't withdrawn, the Grand Market isn't something you have a duty to protect? Interpret my words however you want. We're soldiers, we follow our orders. That's how the military works. And we don't need some fresh military academy inductees telling us how to do our jobs. Wait, would you mind answering one more question? Well, do you have any idea what might have happened to the goods Argo was handling? You know, the accessory merchant? All he had left was one sample. Huh? What are you talking about? What? What did you just say? What are you looking at me for? How did you know that? I was under the impression you hadn't investigated the matter at all. How peculiar. We only discovered what each of the merchants was intending to sell a short while ago ourselves. Sir? We have our own ways of finding things out. You do well not to underestimate us. Now that you've wasted enough time answering your questions, we're leaving. Caught them in a lie there. Do you think the fact that they know what each of the merchants were selling means they did investigate the matter after all? But the burglary happened last night. It was only first discovered this morning. Realistically, I don't think there was any opportunity during that time for them to do any digging, not without running into us. Agreed, I suspect they knew what each of the merchants was planning to sell well in advance of yesterday's incident. Though that would be easy information for them to learn since Duke Alvarea must have issued permits for both stalls. That's true, the army would have no problem gaining access to the transaction records, something like that. But why would they bother? Maybe they needed to know so they could prepare? Prepare for what? I get the impression that the incident at the market has been carefully planned out for a while now. I don't think those merchants being given permits for the same spot was a coincidence either. It was probably done to get them to start fighting so they could get robbed while there was tension between them. Basically to create a situation that couldn't be brought under control without the army's help. So the two merchants are being used all along. That seems to fit perfectly within what happened this morning. Meanwhile, the Provincial Army has shown zero interest in the activity toward the situation, unless the market manager chooses to withdraw his petition. So they waited for things to get out of hand, then showed up and forced both parties into uncomfortable truce. Eventually, the merchants would get worn down enough that they'd feel like they have no choice but to withdraw the petition. This is turning out to even shadier situation than I thought. Yeah, but thanks to Elliot, I do believe we finally uncovered the truth of the matter. That was indeed some quick thinking you displayed, Elliot. You made a fine military strategist. Someday. I just got lucky, that's all. So, what we know is the Provincial Army is somehow involved in the actual perpetrators of this crime, and the only way to solve it once and for all, though, seems to be, well, to find them and catch them. But if this is carried out by the members of the Provincial Army, that's not going to be an easy task. No, I don't think anyone from the army was directly involved. The soldiers here are far too proud to dirty their hands with such escapades. I tend to agree, really. Whoever the culprits are, I doubt they're still here in Celtic.
Maybe they escaped by train? No, that can't be. Boarding the train with that much merchandise would raise suspicion for sure.
Alright, next we have to go by the church, talk to the girl sitting on the bench, and then there's our drunk we have to go talk to. Okay.
Ah, here we go. Not the cat, the little girl. Thank you. Lulu, are you okay? Look at what that nasty man did to her. Something the matter? I was just chasing after Lulu near the west exit of town, and there was this weird man asleep along the side of the street. Weird man? Asleep in the midst of... Or he was just really drunk. The nasty smell coming off of him nearly made Lulu faint. That's terrible. It really was. Okay, now to track down the drunk. Luckily, we have a map, and that is the way we need to go. This guy reeks. How much has he put down? It's only midday and he's already completely blitzed. I don't think this is the man we're looking for. I think he'd have trouble pulling off a robbery. Sir, are you alright? We can help you back home if you'd like. Leave me alone. Good for nothing. Lost his job. Looking after that nature park was my whole life. Nature park? Oh, you kids know it? I used to be a park ranger for that little place. And then you lost your job? Yeah, I don't know where to. Gave my life to that job I did. They just came and took it all from me. Damn the officials just showed up out of nowhere and told I was sacked. Can't take a man's livelihood like that. It's not fair. That job was my life. Yes, I can see that. Something about this doesn't sound right. I agree. Wait, bunch of kids. I was drinking here last night too, you see. Bunch of kids in ranger uniforms went walking out of town through the west exit. Weird thing was, they were carrying a bunch of wooden boxes too in the middle of the night. Kids these days, I tell ya. Nature Park, wouldn't have considered it, given the size. Perfect hiding spot. We know our next stop. As soon as we're fully prepared, we head to the nature park. Alright, now that we have all our info, now we do our side quests. Alright, so next thing we have to do... West Highway Farmhouse, speak to Robin to get the Red Moon Chapter 3. Before we do anything else, we do side quests. Alright, well, we're gonna do the Lost Wallet before we do anything else because that is here in town. Instead of doing all the back and forth, back and forth. Accept the request. Receive the Lost Wallet. We gotta run around the entire damn place. Are you kidding me? Okay, it's gonna give me markers, or do I have to guess? Nope, it's gonna give me markers. Thank the good Lord. Okay, now we go back to the inn and talk to Margaret, ask her about it. Annabella. Okay, back to the market. To the church. There she is. Okay, that is done.
Now, let me double check here. Make sure there's no hidden quests for us to do. Okay, so all we have left now is to go to the West Highway. There's a unique monster for us to take down. We have to go to the farmhouse and talk to Robin to get the next Red Moon book. And then past that, continue the main quest.
And we'll be good to go. Although we are going to save here and call it for this stream, so I don't make it as long as I did the last stream, because the last stream before this one was way too damn long. So we are going to stop here, but I'll start up another stream and we'll hopefully finish off Keldic before I call it a night. Okay, so I'll see you guys in a little bit.